Welcome to Real Quick episode 95. Today we have a draft of the movies we like to watch with our significant others. Cam is not available for today. This is an episode people have been asking us for a while, like what movies do you like to watch with, I wasn't going to say girlfriends, but for us, it's all of us fiancés because Cam's the only one with a wife. So
Fucking
movies we like to watch with our
grown-ups.
fiancés. Yeah, we're freaking old, man.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 7 rounds today since it's only 3 of us, because when we do 5 rounds between 4 of us, we get 20. This way we'll get 21 films. Personally, Riley has an interesting taste, so I don't think any of your picks will take stuff from me. But I'll be interested to see. So these are movies we like to watch with our fiancés. The order for today's draft is Seth, then George, then Tyler, and we'll loop our way back around until we get through 7 rounds. So with that being said, Seth, first pick.
Yeah, so my first pick is Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to take all 3 because you said I was allowed. But yeah, Lord of the Rings for me is like, because Anna loves them and there's not that many we both love. But we've always, and I introduced Anna to Lord of the Rings a few years ago and then we watched them like every year or so. So yeah, I'd say Lord of the Rings film is definitely my number 1.
Okay. What is her favorite also Return of the King? Or does she have a different favorite?
Yeah, she has the same order as me actually. So 3 first, 1
Then
second,
1,
2
yep.
third. But it doesn't really matter at that stage. I mean,
They're all neck and neck.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
such like the general consensus ranking, though.
Apparently
Three,
it's
one,
not.
One and
Apparently
2
it's not.
flip around sometimes, but 3 is
Apparently
always
it's-
the consensus.
I always see 3, 2, 1 now. Like 2 Towers
Interesting.
being a bit higher in the Fellowship.
Interesting.
I get it.
Next pick is going to go over to George. What do you and Victoria like to watch?
Yeah. So we were originally gonna do a ranking, so I kind of just ranked it by like what movies do the 2 of us just watch the most often
Yeah.
together. And so my first pick is gonna be my number 1 rank, the movie that the 2 of us just. I think in the 8 years we've been together, we've seen this movie probably 20 times together, and that's 21 Jump Street.
Interesting. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that was. Like a
I've
movie you
actually
guys watched
watched.
together.
I've watched that with Anna a few times. That is like a
Yeah.
film. Like
We
I get that.
love. I mean, just looking at my list, it's a lot of comedies. I'm sure it's the same with you guys. Me and Victoria's taste in movies don't really overlap that much.
Yeah,
Like
not at all.
like she'll watch like the horrors and the sci-fis that I put on, but she won't be enjoying them. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of the comedies that we both like have at a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
So I get back-to-back picks now. So I got to go with like Riley's favorite movie that she always wants to rewatch with me, and that's Venom. She's obsessed with Venom.
Wow.
Big fan of Venom.
Is that your like random favorite film? Venom?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
it's,
Whenever we post this graphic, we shouldn't put a title for it.
yeah.
Just best movies.
Lord
Seth
of the
would
Rings,
win,
21 Jump Street, and Venom.
Yeah, she just loves Venom, and she gets like she's so confused whenever I guess I like people like hate that movie. And it's like lower than any MCU rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes, and she's like she just doesn't understand. She can't comprehend it. On the rebound, we'll go with the movie that is more generally loved, and that is Coco, which is her favorite Pixar movie. It's my favorite Pixar movie. We love playing the soundtrack as well throughout our house when we're like cleaning or doing whatever. Yeah, Venom and Coco with the 1 and 2. George.
That's a great
Nice.
2. My 2, another movie that the 2 of us just find ourselves watching more often than most. Victoria's number 1 Scorsese film, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Really? Does Victoria like the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah,
That's
Victoria
interesting.
loves The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
she
okay,
she
okay.
could probably rewrite that entire script. She knows every single
Oh, shit.
line of that movie.
I did not know that.
Okay,
Interesting.
fair play to her. Fair play to her. Seth.
Yeah, I'll go Shrek 2. We've watched Shrek 2, so we fucking done. Shrek 2 is definitely like one that
Banger.
it's like,
Banger.
and when I watch it now, it's even better because I just notice all the film references in it, and it's just fucking great. And then I'll go for one of the Cornetto trilogy. She's very much a Hot Fuzz person over Shaun of the Dead by a little bit. So I'll go Hot Fuzz because we watched that. We watched all of them many, many times, but Hot Fuzz because that's her favorite. Yeah, so Shrek 2 and Hot Fuzz.
What are her thoughts on At World's End?
She likes it. I think she's about the same as me. Like, really likes it, but just the first 2 she prefers. But
Superior.
I'm starting to realize most people are more Hot Fuzz than Shaun of the Dead now, which is interesting to me.
Interesting.
I think it's the action though. The action in Hot Fuzz the last half an hour is fucking insane. So probably that.
Film is subjective, bro.
I know. Let's chill.
George, next pick.
My number 2, and my number 3, my bad, and I literally just finished saying that Victoria doesn't love the horror genre, but Get Out is one of her favorite
That's
films.
no. This is what I'm saying.
Why?
Wait,
Is
this
that
is
a, is
that's
that
my
an
next
overlap?
pick. That's my next pick, bro. I'm not even joking.
That's funny. Yeah, Get
That's
Out
really
is,
weird because Anna hates horrors, but
Yeah,
the only one
Victoria-
she's ever loved is Get Out. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
Victoria
It's like-
Victoria is more of like a campy horror person, but like Get Out is like the more like psychological horror that she likes compared
interesting,
to like
okay.
like I'll never make Victoria watch Hereditary. I just won't do that. She watched Midsummer with me, which I was shocked about.
Anna watched Midsummer with me like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but obviously we'll never revisit it and we'll never call it one of her favorites.
Interesting. Yeah, Riley did really enjoy Get Out. She did not like Us, and she thought she was underwhelmed by Nope. I
Anna
did make
didn't
her.
like us either.
Yeah, interesting. I did make her watch Hereditary and Midsummer with me. Midsummer was more I had to put it on when I was in the room and she was in there. She hated Midsummer like with a passion. But Hereditary, she liked. I think I liked it more than her.
I think I remember seeing her half-star Midsummer review.
Yeah,
Wow.
she really doesn't like nudity in movies and just thinks it's like not necessary. She's one of like the people that think it's like unnecessary. And obviously, Midsummer's a big like
Did
nudity.
Midsummer have
horror.
nudity in it? Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Never
Wild.
realized.
Speaking of Midsummer, I think for Halloween the director's cut is coming back to the theaters for like a week, so
I'll be
people haven't seen it.
I actually do need to see that, to be fair.
My next two picks. So one we just saw again together in theaters with that re-release was Coraline. We both are huge fans of Coraline. She loves Coraline.
Banger.
I think we're literally going to be YB and Coraline for Halloween this year as our costumes because she's such in a Coraline kick. Which would have worked better when I had my long hair, so maybe I have to grow it out. But we're kind of out of time for me to grow my hair that long. And then on the rebound, we'll go Fargo, which I've noticed with Riley a lot lately is like movies we watch. Like Fargo's the type of movie we watched, and she's like, "Yeah, I liked it," and like didn't like think much of it. And then like as the weeks and months go by, she's talking about it more, and she's like, "I really like that movie." And she's like, "I love that movie." Like it's just some movies just grow over time. And
Fucking good
loves
film.
George,
good
you're
film.
up.
I have a weird feeling this might be a Seth overlap as well, unfortunately.
Again.
Maybe not this one, but maybe the second one of this franchise. But yeah, I feel like every couple watches Home Alone every single year.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
It wasn't gonna. It might not have been in my 5, but it was. Wait, which
Yeah.
Home Alone?
The first one.
First
First
one.
one. We
So
watched
I
the
would've
first
said-
one. Yeah, we
I
watched
would've
the
said the
first
second
one
one.
every single year, every single holiday season.
Yeah.
And that's just another one of Victoria's favorites.
That's fair. That's fair.
Seth, you got back to back for your 4th and 5th pick.
I'll go. Shrek 1. Bro, the first 2 Shrek films are just fucking bangers, man. We watch them like they're just so fun. And then I will go for. There's a few options I have here. But I do like watching like a good fantasy with Anna. Like we get really into like the fantasy. I'm gonna say the first Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. We've watched that quite a few times. Yeah, we watched that.
What a good
Yeah, I
movie.
just showed that to Riley the first time ever in her life the other week.
saw
I need to,
that.
it's been like a
She
year
gave-
since I watched that.
She gave it a 4.5, right?
I think it might have been a 4, but
nice.
she was on the board. She might have changed it to 4.5. She really liked
Hell
it,
yeah.
but we haven't. Our schedules don't really overlap, so we haven't gotten to the second one yet. George, next pick.
Yeah, my third pick. Funny after my second
fifth pick.
I mean, my 5th pick. Sorry. After my second pick, I said Victoria doesn't like horror or like she doesn't really care for science fiction, but I gave you Get Out, and now I'm going to give you a science fiction because Back to the Future is one of Victoria's absolute favorites.
Anna's not seen that. I've tried to get her to watch it. She just won't
Yeah,
watch it.
obviously that's in my top 10, nearly top 5 favorites. So that's a.
Is
big-
it?
and
I didn't even know that.
It's
Crazy.
right. It's got to
It
be
was your
right
Halloween costume last year too, which also
Yeah.
we all have to start thinking about our
I know.
Halloween.
I've started thinking. Don't worry. I've
Yeah.
started
Okay,
thinking.
good. I'm excited to see what y'all come up with because people after last year's performance, people are going to be very excited to see what we have in store this year. 'Cause I thought we all kind of killed it last year. So my 5th and 6th pick, I'll go with her favorite Christopher Nolan movie of all time by a large margin. That's Tenet. She's a huge Tenet fan.
Oh, is she a Tenet defender? Nice.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
a
I like
huge
that.
fan of Tenet. Yeah,
I mean-
and that's similar to Venom, where like if I'm like, yeah, some people don't like that one, she's like, they're just dumb. They just didn't understand it. Like she's like she gets so offended when anyone doesn't.
I
like
feel
Tenet.
so offended right now. Crazy.
But and then we'll go on the loop back around with another movie similar to Fargo, where she like we watch it and she's like, yeah, I liked it, and then now she's like loves the movie, and that's Alien. Huge fan.
Oh,
kind of joined the
Alien.
sci-fi craze.
Big win.
Hmm
I wish Anna would watch Alien with me. Crazy.
And we will go back to George for your 6th pick.
Yeah, I got a bunch of more movies on this list. I had them ranked, but like now I'm looking at them. Maybe I have like 1 or 2 that should be a little higher. So I'm gonna go with a recent release, but one that I think we've seen 3 or 4 times since its release. Victoria absolutely loves it. I love it a lot. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. And that's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't see that.
That
I
sounds like
like
quite a
Bodies,
cult
Bodies.
But interesting, yeah. Glad to hear she like because the A24 horror is like hit or miss, especially people who
Yeah.
don't love movies and watch a ton.
She just loved like the Gen Z humor. Like she cracks up the entire movie, as do I. I
thought
think
it
it's
was cool, to be
hilarious.
So now this is Seth's final 2 picks, so 6 and 7.
Okay. I'll go the Banshees of Inisherin. I'll go the Banshees of Inisherin.
Really?
Yeah, because like that was one of those films that I just loved, and I was so nervous about watching it, because I didn't know she'd really like it. But then she ended up really liking it and like laughing at it and stuff like that. So I'd say Banshees of Inisherin because we'll definitely watch that again soon. And then I will also go for
Final round.
I think easy. I'll go for Little Miss Sunshine. We watched that many times. Little Miss Sunshine, 100%. Yeah.
George, your final pick.
My final pick. Oh man, now I'm panicking. All right, another movie that Victoria and
Signs.
No. Victoria's
Happening.
Victoria's
Last
never
Airbender.
seen Signs. Another horror, Jesus. Another comedy that we both love. Another one that, if I really rank this, like by just how many times we've seen a movie together, this would probably be like 2 or 3. And that's The Hangover.
Nice.
That was going to be on me and Anna watched the first time over multiple times. That is
Yeah.
kind of one we've revisited a lot. That was going to be on my list. Yeah.
My last pick in the draft will be Game Nights. Comedy we both love. So the thing is, like Riley and I don't watch many movies together, so it's kind of like similar with like Seth watching superhero films. Like I was telling Cam, you just gotta take a win when you take a win. Like if she wants to watch a movie, I'm like, what do you want to watch? We'll take a pick. And I like to try and push the bounds and show her stuff that might be a little outside the realm of what I'm confident she'll like. But usually
Whenever I
like
do
to
that, it
split
just bites. It just
You got to go back to what you know,
And then they're just like, I just don't even want to watch movies anymore with you if you're gonna show me this shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's a question. I have a question for both you guys. What is the one film that you've put on that like Victoria or Riley has just hated? Is that like a
Pacific Rim? Victoria
Oh.
hated Pacific Rim. Like
I'm gonna try and find-
we weren't even like 20 minutes into this movie, and she was looking over at me, and she's like, "This is so stupid." Like,
Is that the Guillermo del Toro one? I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah. She's like, "This is so dumb. Like, what are we watching?" And I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
What
my
about you,
answer.
Sarah?
Sorry, Seth. But when we went to the theater to see Banshees of Inisherin, it was like an early screening, and they like did the thing where after like fill out a survey and let us know your thoughts on the movie, which like no one ever does. But she like sat in the car for like 15 minutes, like typing thorough paragraphs of like how much he hated the movie into their
That
survey
really
on the
obsessed me.
movie. So she,
I'm gonna blow my score. I'll tell Riley that. Thank you.
yeah.
I'd say for me it'd be like Ex Machina. She didn't really like.
Mm. Which is I can see that as A24 sci-fi.
Yeah,
experimental
or
movie.
Thief, Michael Mann's Thief. She
interesting.
really didn't like Thief like at all, which kind of hurt me, really upset me to be honest. That was a tough one to take. I'd say that those are the main two. I think.
And the thing that sucks for me is I always get so frazzled. So like when like if like we watch a movie that I love and she doesn't like, and then she's like kind of saying why she doesn't like it, like I'm just like not good on the spot to be like, well, here's like what I love about it, and like this is why, like what you're saying, like here's a different way to look at it. I always just kind of sit there. I'm like, well, whatever, like fine, you just don't get it.
Like a child.
Yeah, exactly. So our picks, Seth, with the first pick, got Lord of the Rings, the entire trilogy, Shrek 2, Hot Fuzz, Shrek, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Banshees of Inisherin, and Little Miss Sunshine. George with the second pick in the draft, 21 Jump Street, Wolf of Wall Street, Get Out, Home Alone, Back to the Future, Bodies, 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 and The Hangover. And then myself with the final pick in the draft got Venom, Coco, Coraline, Fargo, Tenet, Alien, and Game Night. Let us know on Twitter.
You actually should put this up with no title. It's the weirdest fucking line ever.
So comment on this YouTube video who you think actually won the draft, since you obviously know what the draft was. But we're gonna post it on Twitter and Instagram stories without the graphic or without the title, and just see what people think. Just saying like, here's our draft. You don't get to know what the topic was, but yeah, this is a fun draft. With that, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. ReelQuick reviewing Sorry to Bother You, and we will see you in the next episode of Real Talk on Monday. Peace out.